All right, Psalms 125, another song of ascension or degrees. This one is talking about giving some analogies about the people who follow God. So, some good things that we get to learn. They're going to use landscape in the Middle East, around Jerusalem, to give us some ideas and concepts here. So, verse 1, they that trust in the Lord shall be as Mount Zion, which cannot be removed, but abideth forever. Now, Mount Zion, there is a mount, if I remember right, called Zion. It's a hill in Jerusalem. So they're saying that those who trust in God are like this hill. It's not going anywhere. It's not going to be moved. It's not like a small hill. It's not just like a house that can be pushed over or something. It's it's firm. It's solid. It's not going anywhere. Mount Zion oftentimes can refer to temples as well for people. They should be as like a temple, basically a sacred place. Now, verse 2, as the mountains are round about Jerusalem, so Jerusalem sits in a valley with hills around it, so the Lord is round about his people from henceforth even forever. So using this idea of where Jerusalem sits and has some of the hills around it, that's kind of the same as that God surrounds his people. He is all around them to help them. Verse 3, for the rod of the wicked shall not rest upon the lot of the righteous, lest the righteous put forth their hands unto iniquity. So the rod is probably talking to something like a scepter or something that denotes power and authority. So there, in that verse, he's talking more about the power and authority of the wicked, or the opportunity to use power and authority in a wicked way, is something that we want to avoid. We want to add humility and things like that for the righteous, because we don't want the righteous to be tempted to do wicked, to have power. Power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. So you want to be really careful with that. This is what he's really getting into. Verse 4, do good, O Lord, unto those that be good, and to them that are upright in their hearts. So getting into this idea of do good, so do something for those who are good, who are being good, basically. So kind of a change between behavior and being, basically. Identity versus behavior in there. Verse 5, as for such as turn aside unto their crooked ways, the Lord shall lead them forth with the workers of iniquity, but peace shall be upon Israel. So verse 5 is talking about basically those who choose wicked. You're going down a path that's going to encourage more wickedness. Not that God is leading you down a path with more wickedness, but everything, righteousness begets more righteousness, wickedness begets more wickedness. And so you're going to have more problems as we go down. So an interesting ascension. Realize these, if you remember, these last several Psalms are Psalms of ascension. So these are songs that could be sung or chanted on your way up the hill to the temple. So these all have references to temple, to the gospel, and understanding the importance of the rituals in the temple. So something I always think about as we are reading this section of the book of Psalms, basically. So let's jump over to the next one as we continue on with these.